In our last vlog, we said goodbye to Mark and Catherine at the bottom of the Buckby flight. Here we continue our journey south, from Buckby to Leighton Buzzard, a distance of around 40 miles. At Weedon Church there was a special exhibition recognising foreign nationals who had fallen for the British during the many conflicts over the years. Weedon is probably most famous for its military ordnance depot, built during the Napoleonic era. It once housed huge volumes of gunpowder, small arms, clothes, anything really that the military needed. It was connected to the Canal via a very small link that entered through a portcullis and left the Grand Union Canal here. This stretch of the Grand Union really has got some beautiful canal side properties. This curbstone dates back to the renovation of the Grand Union Canal in the 1930s. After Bridge 43A, there are only a few more bridges until we reach Gayton Junction. This is a really poignant moment for us. Those of you who followed the blogs and the vlogs from the very beginning will remember that we first found the frog at Gayton Marina, just up the Northampton Arm.
The villages of Gayton, Blisworth and Stoke Bruerne are steeped in canal history.
The Blisworth Inland Port developed before the building of the Blisworth Tunnel. It allowed for goods to be transported, unloaded, loaded onto horses, carried over the hill and reloaded at Stoke Bruerne. As we got closer to the entrance to the tunnel, the canal got busier and busier, with lots of wet boats coming the other way. Bridge 50 is better known as Candle Bridge, so called because of a nearby candle seller who used to supply the many bargemen approaching the infamous Blisworth Tunnel. Very first cruise on the Frog brought us in this direction past Blisworth Mill and towards Blisworth Tunnel. Pip remembered a particular shot that she took and she repeated it. Let's see how the two compare. It's fair to say our filming technique has come a long way since then. This is the entrance to the famous Blisworth Tunnel. It's 3,057 yards long, which makes it the third longest in the UK on the network. Whilst the Grand Junction Canal was opened in 1800, it was another 5 years before this tunnel linked its two sections. Many of our longer term followers will remember that this is where we first tested our headlight, only to find that it didn't work, and made the entire transept on the first occasion using Pip's iPhone and a lot of swearing. It took us 45 minutes to complete the tunnel on that occasion, only about 20 today. The tunnel had a major restoration in 1984, hence these very neat concrete slabs lining the wall. Contrast that with this section, which is still the original brick and much darker. At last we emerge to daylight and the beautiful canal village of Stoke Bruerne. As we approach the village of Cosgrove, we are met by the beautiful Soloman's Bridge, built in 1800 and decorated in a Gothic style for no apparent reason. And as we leave the village, we pass the entrance to the Buckingham Arm. And creativity doesn't just stop with plastic crocodiles. Look at this presumably homemade boat. And the stair rod on the back of this one. Prior to the building of an aqueduct on this spot, the Great Ouse River was crossed using 9 locks that took the canal down to river level and then back up again. The original brick aqueduct collapsed in 1807, and this version, which is iron trunk, was built in 1811. The canal passes effectively through the outskirts of Milton Keynes, heading first across its north edge in an easterly direction and then dropping due south towards Leighton Buzzard. At Wolverton, we see the start of this amazing train mural. It was originally painted in 1986 by artist Bill Billings and has recently been renovated. The work had the support of the Inland Waterways Association at the time, and it's designed to represent this section of the Grand Union Canal and all of the towns along its route. A really staggering piece of artwork. This part of Milton Keynes is beautiful. It's full of lovely parks with the autumn leaves falling and some great installations. Just to clarify, this isn't one of the installations. As we pass some private moorings, you can see the fuel boat on the left-hand side making a delivery. Between bridges 82 and 82A, there are signs identifying the site of the proposed starting point of the new Bedford and Milton Keynes Canal. The scheme, which remarkably was first mooted in 1810, would provide a broad beam link between the main waterways and the fens via Bedford. The estimated cost is between £80 and £150 million. Serious engineering challenges include crossing the M1 motorway and ascending and descending Broborough Hill, which could call for a Falkirk wheel style structure. It's exciting that even today new canals are planned, and I really hope that this one comes to fruition. Fenny Stratford Lock has a drop of only 1 foot and 1 inch. We were told that a miscalculation in the levels of the canal meeting at this point meant that the lock was necessary, an expensive mistake at the time. And in case you were wondering, this is what I was filming. We're only a couple of days away from picking up our Canadian friends in Milton Keynes, so Leighton Buzzard is as far south as we will go, and we travel to the Winding Hole and turn around. So this leg of our journey comes to an end. Join us next time as we meet up with our Canadian friends and travel all the way back to the Oxford Canal and our last stop at Croppety.